go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's 5.
Here, I'll return it to you.
That's
You want to play that game?
yeah. I'm not sure. I do not think that.
Like they even showed the body.
I hope the film. I fought for your same school and you're not going to do it, okay? Well, I've never fought it. Yeah, it's a scary movie.
It's very scary.
Yeah.
It needs credit.
I say spinner.
Yeah.
Take the down.
I think we're stuck together. Pause it, Jim. All right, we'll pause the roast down. And wait for the roast.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, Jerry, we'll restart it.
One of the wheels gotta back up. There you go. No, you can't self right. Just keep pushing. Yeah. Just make it to the end. Just keep moving. Back up.
You got 10 seconds.
You got one time.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so before I show off all the damage done during that incredible fight, let's address the big one, the bent bottom panel of counterattack. And because of this bottom panel, I actually engaged in the robot combat tradition of trading parts. I gave the team behind Tailspin the bottom panel of counterattack that deserved it. And in exchange, they gave me the weapon hub of Tailspin that shattered after it hit hard against counterattack's wedge. I'll show that off more in a second. All right, so here's good old counterattack after that incredible fight. So look at both wedges first. Here's the titanium wedge. As you can see, there's a few scratches in here. Some of the screws, well, 2 of the screws seem to be just completely destroyed. All of the screws are now loose just from the sheer shock of being hit that hard. A little slice right here. Overall, the titanium wedge held up great. Unfortunately, the aluminum wedge on the back didn't so much. I didn't have weight for both wedges to be titanium, so one of them I chose to be aluminum. This is the pink aluminum wedge I've ran for a while now, and I probably won't be able to run it again for obvious reasons. As you can see, a hit courtesy of Tailspin just bent out the entire thing. Look at the gash right here, just an entire little chunk taken out. More slices all about. The entire wedge is kind of warped, especially this side has been bent inward. It's very close to just pinching the wheel entirely. Just look at that. That's not nice. But yeah, I don't think this wedge is usable after that fight. Just look at that. I'm still just impressed by this gash right here. Just impressive. The wheels, this one got off not as bad. There's still a few gashes here. Right here, you see that. Just a few chunks taken out. Now this other wheel really got the worst of it. You can see entire slices taken out of it. Obviously, that isn't good. Also, this wheel just happens to be on the gearbox that happened to break in that fight, which is why I was left with only one side of drive. And as you can see from all the guts hanging out, the bottom panel is gone. As I touched on earlier, and as you saw in the video, they literally just splayed it open. You see right here, this is probably where it happened. They just sliced right through the frame, and I guess they caught the bottom panel and just bent it upwards and made it unusable after that, which is why I signed it and gave it to them. And all the electronics are just hanging out. All the electronics do work, actually. Like, if I turn the robot on, the robot would work, although working would only be one side of drive, but the robot can still turn on. That's why the robot was still working by the end of the fight, albeit barely. And yeah, this may just be the single most amount of damage Counterattack has ever taken. And that's saying a lot considering it's built to be a tank. But hey, it still managed to survive the whole 3 minutes, so I'm still proud of that. Another thing I'm proud of is that Tailspin didn't get off easy. You saw in the video that their weapon stopped working. You may have even saw a belt. But as I already talked about earlier, the biggest damage is this. This is the weapon hub of Tailspin. You see the grooves where the belt is meant to go, and it just hit Counterattack so hard that the recoil just shattered its own weapon. You see the filament here. You see the bolts in here where it would thread into everything. They signed it. I love this thing so much because this is the first time I've ever really done damage to another bot. Normally, I'm the one getting punched. I don't really do damage that much, but Counterattack did it just from being a big brick. I'm so proud of it. And I think this trophy really shows it did what it was designed to do, and that's make the opponent break themselves by hitting it. And yeah, I'm really proud of how this bot did at the event, and that fight in particular was the highlight. Good fight.